Efforts to replace Alfred Montgomery as St. Louis sheriff are on hold after a new court ruling. A judge has halted attempts by the St. Louis Board of Aldermen and anyone else to appoint an interim sheriff. This new ruling comes after a judge permanently removed Montgomery from office on December 23rd, but the judge's decision doesn't become final for 30 days, meaning a replacement can't be chosen until after January 22nd. The St. Louis Board of Aldermen, the mayor, and Missouri's governor all claim that they have the legal authority to appoint an interim sheriff. Former St. Louis Police Chief John Hayden is currently serving in that role. He was appointed by the court. A safe